यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदा नंदना ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदा नंदना ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावनचारी मुना मुना यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शील प्रभुपाद गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिराजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतर्षि श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON BPT फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिराजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतर्षि श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शीला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। तुरंतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। संवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिति। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा। We'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 10, entitled Prahlad, the best among the exalted devotees, verse number 30 to 35. So we'll be reciting the verse 35. Till then I'll just read the text and translation for 30 to 34. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. No, not this one. We'll recite for the 35th verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maivam Vibhu Asuram Te Prapadye Padam Sambhavam Varakuru Nisarganam Ahinam Amritam Yata. Translation. The personality of Godhead said, My dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord, born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons, who are by nature ferocious and jealous. I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demons again. Sri Narada Uvacha. No. I'll read the translation, it becomes easier. Narad Muni continued, O King Yudhishthir, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. Then being worshipped by Brahma, the Lord disappeared from that place. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all the demigods such as Brahma, Shiva and the Prajapatis, who are all the parts of the Lord. Thereafter, along with Sukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlad the king of all the demons and the giants in the universe. There is a small purport, we'll read this. By the grace of Lord Narasimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj became a greater king than his father, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad's inauguration was performed by Lord Brahma in the presence of other saintly persons and demigods. O King Yudhishthir, After all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma were properly worshipped by Prahlad Maharaj, they offered Prahlad their utmost benedictions and then returned to their respective abodes. Now this verse will recite. Evam cha prasado Vishnu putravan praptinoditi hridistani harina vaira vairaya bhavane tu भाविना एवं च प्रसदो पार्षदो विष्णु पुत्रवाम प्राप्तितोदिति हृदि स्थानि हरिना स्थित हरिना वैरा भावेन ततो हतु प्लीज रिसाइट हरिनाम वैरभावेन ततो हतो एवं च पार्षदो विष्णु पुत्रत्वं प्राप्तितोदिते हृदि स्थितेन हरिना वैरभावेन तो हतो एवं च पार्षदो विष्णु पुत्रं तं प्राप्तितोदिते वैरभावेन हतो एवं च पार्षदो विष्णु पुत्रत्वं प्राप्तितो हृदि स्थितेन हरिनाम वैरभावेन तो हतो एवं च पार्षदो विष्णु च प्राप्तितो हृदि स्थितेन हरिनाम वैरभावेन तो हरो एवं च पार्षदो विष्णु पुत्रं त्वं प्राप्तितो हृदि स्थितेन हरिनाम वैरभावेन यतो हतो. Word to word meaning. Evam, in this way. Cha, also. Parshado, the two personal associates. Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu. Putratvam, becoming the sons. Praptitu, having gotten. Diti, of the Diti. Hridhi, within the core of the heart. Sthitena, being situated. Harina, by the Supreme Lord. Vairabhavena, by conceiving as an enemy. Tu, both of them. Hatu, were killed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thus, the two associates of Lord Vishnu, who had become Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, the sons of Diti, were both killed. By illusion, they had thought that the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, was their enemy. Purport. The discourse concerning Lord Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj began when Maharaj Yudhishthir asked Narada how Shishupal had merged into the body of Krishna. Shishupal and Dantavakra were the same Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Here, Narad Muni is relating how in three different births the associates of Lord Vishnu were killed by Lord Vishnu himself. First, they were the demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunu Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamischa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamischa Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatade Satarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratiche Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam vanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna. First of all, I like to seek blessings from all the devotees who have assembled here and those who are hearing online, so that I'll be able to speak something glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifying the Supreme Lord, and do this as a service for purifying my own heart and to to all of you. Hare Krishna. Many devotees were asking as soon as I came here, Prabhu, you have been staying in US for a couple of years now. So what is your, understanding or realization staying there? I thought I'll just briefly explain a little bit, how it is so wonderful to be here. When I came directly for the yatra, I was feeling like, oh my God, I have never seen that much amount of crowd assembled in US at all in couple of years. And for the first time, and the first day when we landed, it was like 10,000, 12,000 devotees dancing together, having prasad, hearing the katha. It was so wonderful to just see it. What to be, what to Jai Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Gaur ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki Jai. So I was so happy just to be here, back to be in such wonderful association of devotees, meeting all different devotees, seniors, equals. So it was like, coming back after a long time and meeting such wonderful devotees. Somehow, after staying in US, I could really understand what is the value of staying here in Pune or staying here in India. It's like really very, very great. You all cannot appreciate this thing, for sure. For sure, you all cannot appreciate this thing, what all, we experience living there and what all you all experience just being here, you all cannot appreciate. As I just remember, 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗺 Maharaj, when Prabhupada was, at a very old age, and one of the persons met 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗺 Maharaj, and he was almost at the age of 70, 75, and then he was glorifying Srila Prabhupada. I don't know whether it was 𝗣𝗿𝗍𝗺 Maharaj or some disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He told, what all your spiritual master have done is so great, so great, so great. And that devotee, he was telling, yes, I understand, Prabhupada has done great. Well, you cannot understand because you are not at that age. So same way I am telling, you all cannot understand, because you are living in such opulence here, such great opulence, what all opulences you have. Just coming here to the temple is like such a great opulence. When I was attending the Mangalarti first day, I was feeling this is like the Sunday feast, dancing kirtan what we have. And the Damodar Ashtakam in the evening when we were offering, that must be the crowd for the Janmashtami. So, I'm literally telling, we just have like, 1500 people or 2000 people coming for the Janmashtami. So it's like very big in number. And that was the crowd what we was offering the lamp that day. So I was so happy that, we have that such a great opulence here. Same experience was with, one of the Matajis later on, she was from US Austin. And she happened to meet me on the second day and she was telling, she just went away after seeing the pandal. Why? Because she could not believe that she was in such a midst of crowd. She was thinking that, there will be a stampede or what. And she literally left early as soon as the Maharaj gave the katha. She went back and then later had to just tell her, no, it's nothing will happen. You can safely attend the katha. And then she could figure out being in a safe place and other things. So I'm telling, she came after many, many years. So she was like really overwhelmed. Everything is so wonderful here. Coming for the morning program, it's like such a great opulence to chant with so many devotees sitting around. And, I'm literally telling, this is like a great opulence. You all will not count it, but it's like one of the greatest opulence to sit around, chant with devotees. There we are there, we give Bhagavatam class, hardly 3 people are sitting. It's like that, you can ask Andarji Prabhu, he has been there, you can ask, sometimes, when Radhesham Prabhu is also there, because the travel is very difficult there. And so most of the temples don't have parking place. So the people around, they cannot come for the temple for the morning program and other things like that. They have to figure it out, how they are coming. So here everything is available. Devotees are just living around the temple. It's so wonderful that, everyone comes here and so much emphasis have been given. And the way we take care of the deities, it's like one of the best quality, of deity worship what is happening around. There we have to struggle with so many pujaris, Pujaris are not there, the standards are not there, the things are not there. Everything is like very less, in West at least everything is very, very less. So, what we are going through is a very, those who are staying in US is very, very challenging. But here, everything has been taken care so nicely. As soon as devotees want to join the ashram, there is PDC training. I don't know what training we have yet. We did not figure out. Sometimes devotees join as a bhakta program, but then they are doing all their stuff only. So we have training program. We have such wonderful prasad. Yesterday we were counting in the evening. We have 11 items, means from the morning also it was there. And, we have so many variety of properly taken prasadam for everyone, So it's like a great opulence here. There for dinner, sometimes we have just 2 items, and sometimes it is there. As I was telling yesterday also, sometimes, we went at 9 o'clock to have breakfast and there was no one in the kitchen. No one cooked anything. So the devotee who was supposed to cook, he just forgot that his turn was there. And then we had to run in the kitchen and do some cooking there. So this is like such great opulence. You go there, there are 2-timer prasad, 3-timer prasad, and then you have brahmachari prasad. Such great opulence. And then you have Mahaprasad. So much Mahaprasad is there. So such a great thing to be here actually. I was just speaking to one devotee, and this is what I could realize that in Pune, because of, Radhesham Prabhu being here and being, emphasizing about training and other stuff so much, that, we have come to a success rate of our achievement in the project is around 85%. And now we are endeavoring so much to bring it to 99% or 100%. It's like we are putting our so much energy to bring our, success. Everything is there in Pune. Congregation preaching is developing so much. Youth preaching is developing. Book distribution is developing. We have been number 1 so many times. We have such nice quality of prasad. We have such nice association of devotees. So many saintly devotees, sadhus, they come and visit us. They appreciate. Everywhere we go, we hear the appreciation of Pune devotees. So it's like such a great opulence that we are staying in such a wonderful place. And then, it's like coming to 85% to 99%. We are putting so much endeavor. And Radheshyam Prabhu is not tired at all. He wants to bring it to 100%, and he wants everyone to come to that status only. So this is what actually Radheshyam Prabhu also is trying there. He has been there traveling around for so many years now, 5-6 years, and he's trying to bring the same thing there, that if youth preaching takes place very nicely there, then definitely they will be the temples will be thriving with devotees. And this is what actually we are trying to do there. We are trying to bring the youth, at least we are trying with, as Radheshyam Prabhu mentions, that we are trying with A, B, C category. A is like the American born, Western devotees, Western people. B is born in America but with Indian families. And C is coming from India to work or to study. So we are preaching initially to the C category, that is to the Western people, to the Indians who are coming there. And eventually, Antadeep Prabhu was preaching so wonderfully to the B and B and C categories also. So eventually it will happen that the temples will definitely be filled with devotees, and that is what is the vision of our great GBCs, and Maharaj, that we should be able to help and assist. Bring youth preaching back there and fill the temples. So this is what I was thinking, that I should share this thing before I go to the verse. This is very important for me. Whenever I enter the temple hall, it's like something which I really admire, that we have so many devotees here, so wonderful association. Everything has been wonderfully taken care. So this is really very touching to my heart now. It's like, that, we have such wonderful community here, and things will definitely improve more and more from what we are doing here. So coming to this verses, we have like so many verses. In the verse 30, the Lord is giving warning to Brahmaji that please don't repeat the mistake of empowering a wrong person. It's like something which generally, if it happens, it brings great amount of disservice to the complete society. And just one person is wrongly empowered or one person is wrongly blessed, it really makes a big difference. It makes things go from good to worse in no time. So it's like it's very important that whenever we empower or whenever we make a leader or give benedictions, it has to be given to a right person. And we see there are so many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam how like Narkasur was there. He was blessed by Lord Shiva, and as soon as he received the blessings from Lord Shiva, what he did, he terrorized the universe in all directions. He kidnapped thousands of princesses, and through he captured them, kept it in his own palace. And then he even attacked heavenly planets. And then he wanted to ultimately, what was the thing? Krishna had to come and deliver him. Krishna had to come and rescue all the princesses. So one demon is wrongly empowered or wrongly blessed, then things go very, very worse in no time. Now we see so many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ravana was like wrongly empowered. He was just doing a lot of austerities to please Lord Shiva and to please Lord Brahma, and then he was empowered. He was blessed, and then Lord Ram had to come and kill him. So it's like always seen that whenever a demon is empowered, then there is complete chaos which is created in the society. So it's very important how we empower a person. So empowering has to be done with a very proper with a proper empowering a person requires a great amount of maturity and also great amount of responsibility for a leader whenever he's empowering. I was going through an article of Radheshyam Prabhu, and he was telling how it is very, very important that when we empower a person, he has to have that divinity. He has to have that divine blessings of the Lord, and without that, it's very, very difficult actually. Just empowering a person based on skills or charisma doesn't work a lot. It doesn't work for a long time. It has to be like, with great amount of responsibility what a person is taking, accordingly he has to be empowered. With great amount of sincerity what a person has, through that only a person is empowered. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Bhaktivinoda Thakur write in his 𝗦𝗿𝗶𝗺, he tells that, spiritual potency is the essence of the pleasure potency and the knowledge potency. By these two potencies, one is empowered with devotional service. Lord Krishna himself or his representative, the unalloyed devotee, can mercifully bestow these combined potency upon a man. Being thus empowered with such potencies, one can become an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Anyone favored by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was empowered with this Bhakti Shakti. Thus the Lord followers were able to preach Krishna consciousness by the divine grace. So any person who is empowered by the Lord, empowered by the Bhakti, Bhakti Shakti by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is only able to preach this Krishna consciousness, or else it's very, very difficult. Going through this verse of 30, it was very interesting for me. It struck to me like anything that, the analogy is given, very wonderful analogy is given about the snake. The milk is fed to the snake. And what is the result? The poison increases. Same way, if good things are fed to an unpurified heart, what happens? The poison increases. It just increases the poison. Why? Because the person doesn't have good character. Person doesn't have that ability. Like, even though there are so many benedictions are there given to a person, why it turns dangerous for the person and for the others is because his character is not proper. So when wealth is there, and if you add greed to that person, if wealth is given to a person, and if a person becomes greedy, then what happens is exploitation increases more and more. There is an increase in exploitation. And when there is knowledge, and a person acquires great amount of knowledge, but if the person is very proud, or if a person is very, very egoistic person, then what happens? He manipulates the knowledge what he is getting most of the times, according to his means or according to his situation. He manipulates because he's very proud person. And if a person gets power, and if he is very envious of other people, then what happens? Violence takes place. So this is like something we can understand that, whenever there is wealth, there is greed increasing, then exploitation increases. Whenever there is knowledge, and whenever there is a person, a proudful person or an egoistic person, then there is manipulation, or there is, change in the, change what he brings according to his knowledge. And whenever there is power and there is envy, then violence increases. So when I was reading this thing and I was searching about snake analogies more and more, I came across this analogy what Prabhupada tells in one of the purports, that some snakes are decorated with jewel on the hood. This comes in 𝗎𝗎 also. In one of the purports, Prabhupada writes this about that the snakes are decorated with jewel on the hood. So the materialistic person, however qualified he may be, just like a jewel on the head. The Shastras say, do you think that a snake coming to you with a jewel on the head is not dangerous? It is dangerous. So even though knowledge is given, or a person is given with such wonderful qualities, it's like decorating the hood of a snake. So one has to be very careful, when he's getting all these wonderful things. If he doesn't take it properly, then definitely it's just increasing the poison within. And one has to be very careful what he's feeding, what he's really feeding. So there is poison inside the snake, and envious people or proud people, they have envy and ego inside it. This snake cannot be tamed by even how much ever we feed the sweet milk. They just cannot be tamed. Same way, a person, an envious person, cannot be tamed by how much ever you flatter him or honor him. That person just cannot be tamed actually. Or that person cannot be purified. The more we flatter or more we honor, give him an honor. And then the more, it remains harmful. How much ever we do good to the snake, it will always remain harmful. And its danger is always increasing. So whenever a person is there, a proud person or an envious person, the more we try to feed him or the more we try to encourage those things, it becomes very, very difficult. So this is one thing which I was thinking that, this very beautifully what Vishnuji, Narsimhadev is warning Brahmaji that, please don't empower a wrong person. Just see what one small empowerment of a person has done. It brought a very chaotic situation in the complete world. Now, if we come to next thing, it's like, or before we just go, you know, empowerment also means like divine empowerment or divine power. When a person is, is there, he's these things are always there whenever a person is trying to serve a guru, with a very sincere heart. Then only he is empowered very nicely. Without that, without that, the heart doesn't get purified. Like we take the example of Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri was a simple person trying to serve Madhavendra Puri. But then just because of rendering this service to his guru, his heart became so pure, and he could even became the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, it's like very, very important that, unless we serve to unless we render our service to our spiritual master or to our seniors, our heart doesn't get purified actually. And we need to strive to do this thing. Without this menial service, it's not possible that a person can be empowered very easily, or a nice qualities can be developed very easily. It's not possible actually. It is not possible that they will automatically come to us. It will never come. So one has to be very careful, like, whenever he's rendering service, with what motive he's rendering service, with what is his intention while rendering service. Is he rendering service to just please the person, or is he rendering service for, for his own name, fame, recognition? Like Prabhupada was empowered. Prabhupada was empowered. He was just empowered to do so many beautiful things. Why? Because he just wanted to please his spiritual master. Nachao Prabhu, nachao se amate. He was always just wanting to be an instrument in the hands of his spiritual master or in the hands of Krishna. And this is what, it's very important that when a person wants to be empowered, then that means he's given his complete, his ropes in the hands of his superiors. And once he is given that thing, then whatever, it's been done, he's very readily accepting that thing. We see this thing is that repeatedly it has been proven by so many devotees, so many devotees have been, you know, have been a example of this thing, that when they have given their lives in the hands of other pure devotees, then definitely their life became very, very successful. So this is very, very important aspect actually, that a person has to be rendering service under a pure devotee, and that's how he gets empowered very easily. So this is one aspect. And the other aspect, if we go to the 32nd text, that is very wonderfully exhibited. There is this is another theme, what I was thinking, that Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all the demigods, such as Brahma, Shiva and Prajapatis, who were all part and parcels. Here we see that it's like very beautifully explained that Prahlad Maharaj is just not showing respect to Narsimhadev. Now Narsimhadev is there and no one else is been seen. It's not like that. He's showing respect to everyone, Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, Prajapatis, all the great saints who have assembled. He's showing great respect to everyone. Like we remember, whenever, any guest comes to our temple, it's just not one person, the guest who is coming. There are certain people who come with the guests also. So we take care of everyone, not just one person. I remember, most of the time whenever we are rendering service or receiving any Maharaj, with Yugal Prabhu and wonderful devotees, it's always like, devotees, everyone are, mesmerized by just seeing Maharaj and they go forward. But what about the other persons who are traveling in the car? They should not be left behind. So, Yugal Prabhu always makes sure that, there are few devotees who are always there to, carry the luggage, take care of them also, take taking care of them to the proper facility, proper room and everything like that. So it's very important that, we just don't take care of one main personality, but we take care of everyone. And that is like something what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us. And he's showing respect to everyone. It's like understanding that they are part and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Accordingly, he's giving respect to everyone. It's not like he's not giving respect, but at the same time, he's giving respect to everyone. We see the example of Ramanujacharya. He has sent his two disciples to meet two different disciples who were, while traveling to Tirupati, he had sent two disciples to greet, to see that how they are making arrangements to receive Ramanujacharya. And that one great person, the disciple of Ramanujacharya, who was very rich, he forgot to take care of these two devotees, and he was started making arrangement for welcoming Ramanujacharya. And then he was sent, Ramanujacharya sent the same disciples to another disciple who is like very poor. And what had happened? Ramanujacharya went to them actually, because he received them, he gave proper welcoming, proper proper seat to sit, and then proper prasad and everything like that. So it's very important that we always take care of the guest with proper understanding, and with proper uh, uh, with proper understanding, as well as we take care of everyone, not just one person. So just one person is not important, everyone is important, whoever is coming. So this is there. And if you see in the next text also, in the purport, Prabhupada writes very beautifully, by the grace of Lord Narasimha, Prahlad Maharaj became a greater king than his own father, Hiranyakashipu. Now just see what is the blessings of Narasimhadev coming. Prahlad Maharaj was a small son, of Hiranyakashipu, just 5 years old. How he was empowered, to rule the kingdom. What was his status, just a small kid becoming the king of the emperor, king of the universe. We see just because of he could please Lord Narasimhadev. We see the same thing happening with Dhruv Maharaj also. Dhruv Maharaj was given greater kingdom than his grandfather Brahmaji. And he was given this thing because he could please Lord Vishnu. He could please Lord Vishnu. So how much power, how much, if the Lord is pleased by our bhakti, if the Lord is pleased by our devotion, what can Lord do? We may think, sometimes we get stuck, that, we are stuck up in this material world. We are hardly doing anything. We hardly have achieved anything. But the moment, Lord is pleased, we don't know when Lord wants to empower a devotee and what Lord wants to do with that devotee. He can just turn a small illiterate person into becoming a great devotee, preaching to so many devotees, so many people around the world. Now if we see for Prabhupada's life also, how much Prabhupada, had to endeavor. For 30 years or 40 years, he was just a single man, an unknown man in India. No one knew. He was just like a common man who was living around, trying to run his business, trying to run his family. But then Lord empowered, he had that desire, and with his devotion, he could please the Lord. And just by pleasing the Lord, what had happened? He was empowered to do great change bring a great revolution in the world by giving this bhakti to everyone. So it's very important, we continue our practice of bhakti, we continue our practice of devotional service, and we don't know when Lord wants to do with us what. Where Lord wants to use us is a very great mystery for every living entity. The moment Lord wants to, empower a person, even, he can just do a great miracle in the life of devotees. And this is what, we can see. So for this, one has to, consistently practice devotional service. For that, one has to endeavor to become pure. For that, one has to endeavor to develop this great amount of devotion for the Lord. Without that, it's not possible, By the grace of Lord Narasimha, by the grace only, it can happen. We see in so many of proper disciples also. If we see materially, it's very, very difficult to conceive that a person who is not educated or a person who is not, has not done anything, he is like opening 14 temples. Like if you see the example of 𝗤𝗿𝗍 Maharaj, His Holiness 𝗤𝗿𝗍 Maharaj. What kind of empowerment Lord had given him? What kind of grace Lord had empowered him? All over the world, he was inspiring so many devotees. He was like, opening so many temples in Delhi. He has bring this great amount of revolution by doing this book distribution, inspiring so many people, so many devotees to do book distribution. So it's just the amount of endeavor we put in increasing our devotion, and the Lord will do anything with that devotee. Same with Loknath Maharaj. If we see materially qualification of these great personalities, they are hardly anything. But the achievement what they have achieved is like great, such a great thing. What a person at the age of 70 or 75 will have like so many devotees around, so much achievements they have done. And Lord can empower any person actually. We just need to continue our practice of devotion service, and we don't know when Lord will empower. We see that 3 couples, have gone there to London. What was their qualification? They were hippies, but now they had opened a temple, and that was like, meeting one of the great persons in the world that time was, George Harrison. And they could change their heart, change his heart, and make him a devotee. So Lord can empower any person actually. That should be a strong faith that Lord will definitely, and if he does, that's very wonderful. And if he doesn't do, still one should be satisfied that he is putting his endeavor to increase his devotion. He is contributing in whatever way he is doing. So one should not be like looking forward that I should be the instrument in the hands of devotee, in the hands of the Lord, that I should be the success instrument that I should be doing. Lord is more pleased when a person is very simple with great amount of love and devotion in his heart, rather than one is trying to seek success, or trying to success in the way we want the success to be defined. It's not like that. The success what is there is if there is great amount of love and devotion what is increasing in our heart, that is success actually. And we see like so many different examples in this connection that are there. So I was instructed by many devotees that I should give time for question answers. So I don't know. Yeah, I should take like one more thing and then I'll just give some time for question answers. So there's one beautiful thing acronym which had come, because in the last translation also it comes about how Lord Nrsimhadev, how this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were very, very envious of the Lord, they were very, very envious, and they wanted to kill, they wanted to kill Lord Vishnu because of great amount of illusion. They started thinking. In fact, just because of the envy also, just because envy is there in the heart, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for a person to recognize that the Supreme Lord is my benefactor. So whenever there is envy in the heart of a person, it's very, very difficult. I came across this very beautiful acronym about antidote of envy. It was told by Radheshyam Prabhu in very, many years ago. So I just thought I'll repeat this. And envy means engaging, E stands for engaging in menial service. This is antidote of envy. This is not envy acronym, but this is antidote of envy. How do we overcome envy? Is by engaging in menial services. And whenever a person is engaged in menial services, it becomes very, very easy for him to give up envy actually, because he's not looking for post, position, name, fame, other things, because he's menial, he's becoming humble. And then N is for nurturing loving relationships. This is one of the greatest challenge for a living entity, that he has to nurture loving relationships with everyone. As soon as he doesn't do this thing, he has some problem with someone, then there is always envy which is growing in the heart. So one has to nurture a loving relationships with everyone. That is great amount of challenge for a living entity, that he doesn't have any conflicts or any fights or anything with the other living entity. And then he values not just his contributions, but he values everyone's contribution. V stands for valuing others' contributions. So we see that every devotee is valuable, and he's contributing to according to his level of commitment, according to his level of services what he is trying to do. And then Y is for yearning for sadhu sangha. As soon as he is yearning, Raisham Prabhu is always used to tell that, any great soul is giving Bhagavatam class or anything, how much are we yearning to go sit and hear at his lotus feet? So that should be like the yearning, one should have to have sadhu sangha. So if we develop these four things, engage ourselves in menial services, nurture loving relationships, and valuing others' contribution, and yearning for sadhu sangha, then it becomes very, very easy to remove this envy from the heart. Envy, as one of the classes Sundar Sham Prabhu was telling, envy is the root cause. That is the one of the main anarthas which is very strongly sitting in the heart. Lust, greed, anger, everything are like just small things which are compared to envy, what is sitting in the heart. Just because of envy, what is there, in the heart, that we are envious of Lord Krishna, we are stuck up in this material world. As soon as that envy is gone, then all these anarthas also will eventually go away. So it's very important that, we have to work on this part of envy. And, here, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they were so envious of Lord Vishnu. And that is what is a condition of a living entity here in this material world. He is so envious of Lord Krishna that he is not allowed to live with him. Now he is sent here in this material world to just rot, or just to try to be happy in this material world. And he is trying his level best to be happy, but he is getting frustrated again and again. So one has to somehow work to give up this envy. Without giving up this envy, it's very difficult. It's very difficult that one can go back home, back to Godhead. So for that, one has to follow this antidote of envy, that is engage in menial services, nurture loving relationships, and value others' contribution, and yearn for sadhu sangha. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very rare to hear from His Grace Gopal Prabhu personally. Well, you are saying about the US conditions. I remembering your old days in ISKCON NVCC. When authority asks you where you want to serve, you choose kitchen. I want to serve the devotees first. Then you serve in kitchen, duty department. And Radhesam Prabhu personally told that, we asked that, where is Sri Gopal Prabhu? Prabhuji told that he's in US now. So Prabhuji told that Sri Gopal Prabhu, after seeing the US condition, that there are lot of devotees are there, so many opportunities for preaching. Then Sri Gopal Prabhu opted for to stay in US to extend the compassion of Srila Prabhupada, to become a student of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, my question is that the time when Srila Prabhupada is preaching in US, out of his compassion to his spiritual master, that time he endeavored a lot to preach Krishna consciousness in different way. So now currently you are just going in all whatever area in US. So what is the reciprocation of the people? Because currently the material condition of at the time of Srila Prabhupada in disciple time and now is changing a lot. People are struggle to survive. They are struggling to survive a lot due to the financial condition, political condition. So much fear is there. So what is their reciprocation to Krishna consciousness when you are going to out for preaching? What is the reciprocation and how they are accepting Krishna consciousness or just struggling with their own material condition?
Now, as we see there, it's we can definitely understand many people are like just witnessing what is happening. For them now it's like a very different culture or very different cult for them, or like a religion for them. And many people are, most of the people there are atheist. It's like very, very challenging that people are going to church. They have their own philosophy, and they read a lot of books and other things, and they don't see an example there that who is following religious principles very nicely. So it's very difficult for them to come and surrender or come and accept any aspect of bhakti. So if we set a proper example, if we do something very nicely, then really people do appreciate. People, whenever we do Harinam, people sometimes appreciate, and they want to come and see what is this happening here. Like who our Sarvalakshan Prabhu was telling now that yesterday, day before yesterday, what is this going on here? What is it? Is it is it something beneficial for me? And there is a third question he was asked. He was telling, who are these people? What are they doing? And what is it for me? So if we can answer these things, to them very nicely in first experience, then they definitely are very, very accepting about what we are doing. At least they accept what we are doing. And then eventually many people are spiritual also. It's not like they are all varieties of people there in US, and they accept accordingly how we approach them. If we approach them with nice books, they're ready to take some books also. And they definitely they want to look forward to have some nice spiritual experience also. And most of the people, sometimes I was going out for doing some shopping, and I met few people. Oh, these Hare Krishnas, you are still there? That was the question what they asked. And I literally met, two old people. I was just walking by around to get something from the shop. I told, hey, you Hare Krishnas are still there, kya? And I was so shocked. Yeah, Hare Krishna, he told. Western people telling Hare Krishna to us, it's like something our ears stand on end, it's like that. Someone is telling Hare Krishna. Here it's very common that, everyone will greet you with chanting the names of Lord. But there it's very, very difficult. So when we hear something like that, it's like we understand they have some experience. I met one more person, he told, I used to come when I was a young boy. He was around mid 50s or 40s, 45, something like that. And he told, I used to come every time to take nice food at your temple. And he gave the address of the temple, which was the old temple in New York. And he was telling, yes, I enjoyed the food, what I was getting. But then eventually, because he could not connect to people around there, and he could not connect to devotees, so that's why I think he might have gone. So people are there who are ready to have some nice experience, and if we give them very spiritually encouraging experience, then people will accept it. That is very, very encouraging for us. Like whenever we had we saw this whenever we have any outreach program for the Western people there, they accept it. They accept the philosophy, they question the philosophy, and any doubts are there, if we clarify them very nicely, then definitely they accept it. And they want to practice also, and they want to experience something. They want to experience that thing. And when we make them chant the holy name of the Lord, it's really very, very wonderful when they sit and chant very peacefully. They feel like, yeah, this is something very divine, and they want to continue. Sometimes they really want to continue and they get connected. But sometimes, because of their own understandings, upbringings, other samskaras what they have, it's very difficult for them to again come back, or their understanding, conceptions what they have. So we have to be very clear with what we are giving, and if we give them very nicely, they definitely accept it.
Disciples there now, because all disciples are more than 70 now, most of the disciples.
So they are looking forward that we young people come from India at least, who if we are not able to preach there, we should come from here and at least take up some more and more services. Suhas Prabhu from LA Temple, he was telling, I am becoming old now. This is like 75, 74. He is the temple president for a long time, and he was telling that I need devotees here to at least to make sure the deity worship has been properly taken care. Preaching is going on. Festivals are happening properly. So he's trying, there are a lot of proper disciples who are just waiting, trying to put each and every energy of theirs to serve the Lord there. So, run the temples. And they're looking forward for anyone who is coming and helping them. And they know that definitely Prabhupada will be sending some wonderful personalities or wonderful souls to take care. Hare Krishna. Should we end now? It's already 9:10. Not to. I can answer after the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Samved Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare.